From spooky hotels that come straight from a Stephen King novel to energized rocks in the middle of the Australian Outback, there are plenty of mysterious places around the world for you to sink your teeth into. No matter if you're a dedicated UFO hunter, professional conspiracy theorist, or just a supernatural buff, this list has something for you. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're recounting some of the strangest, most mysterious places the world has to offer. Without further ado, let's delve deep into the unknown. Number 10. The Bermuda Triangle, Atlantic Ocean. Tales of disappeared ships and lost mariners, vanishing humans and crashed aircraft, and many other haunting tales of vessels that seem to disappear without a trace, have emerged from the waters of the Bermuda Triangle for centuries. The vast area, which encompasses more than 500,000 square miles, is known by many names, including the Devil's Triangle. Theories as to why so many travelers fall foul of the triangle's clutches are plentiful, though few provide any real concrete answers. Some say that the triangle produces strange magnetic anomalies that throw compasses off course, while others say that tropical cyclones are to blame. A select few say that there's no mystery to the Bermuda Triangle at all, but if we listened to them, then we wouldn't have this video. Technically, there's nothing official about the Bermuda Triangle. It isn't a registered territory and is not shown on any maps. However, it's understood and generally accepted that the triangle stretches from Miami, Florida, to the island of Bermuda and to San Juan in Puerto Rico. The region has been a mystery since the 50s, when the earliest cases of unusual disappearances began to arise from the area. In the nearly 70 years since then, speculation has been rife about the actual cause for all the weird happenings there. Number 9. The Banff Springs Hotel, Canada. Of all the places you'd expect to find a mysterious, seemingly haunted hotel, Canada probably isn't the first place that comes to mind. With overtures of the Timberline Lodge a la Stephen King and Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, the Banff Springs Hotel in Canada is rumored to be the home of a range of ghost stories and mysterious events. Locals tell tales of an entire family who lost their lives in room 873, while others talk of reappearing doormen who have a habit of vanishing into thin air. But if you think you're a match for the supernatural, then you'll be in for a treat at the Banff Springs Hotel. Spooky tales aside, the pretty hotel oozes Scottish baronial styles, offering access to the iconic ski fields of Jasper and Banff, from where it gets its name, and receives shade from the fur-dressed peaks of the Canadian Rockies. There's a lot of beauty to take in when you stay at the Banff Springs. Just try not to stay up too late, or you might run into some guests that have been checked in for a long, long time. Worth the risk? We certainly think so. Number 8. Transylvania, Romania. Transylvania, the land of mist-topped mountains and sylvan hills, stone-built medieval steeples of towns like Sibiu, and the clanging echo of church bells, and the ancient towns of Cluj and Brasov. All of these add to the eerie atmosphere that is abundant in this vast region in the very heart of Romania. But there's one place that truly makes our blood run cold: Transylvania. This turret-bearing citadel towers over the forests on the edge of Wallachia in a medley of Gothic towers and gargoyle-topped roofs. Over the years, there have been a number of unsavory, mysterious figures associated with Transylvania. Perhaps the most famous of these figures is the infamous Count Dracula, the archetype of the blood-sucking Nosferatu. Another famous legend from the depths of Transylvanian history is Vlad the Impaler, whose bloodlust topped that of all the Wallachian kings. But it's not just spooky castles that abound in Transylvania. In fact, the area is also home to a large number of resorts, famous for their therapeutic waters. The mud and mineral warm waters of the salty Lake Ursu in Suvata are famous for being a holistic cure for infertility, while the healing waters of Okna Sibiu are said to be excellent for treating arthritis. So long as you don't stay out after dark, for fear of vampiric activity, Transylvania can be a wonderfully tranquil holiday destination. Number 7. Bangar Fort, India. Baked in the Rajasthani sun and enfolded by the rises of the Aravalli Hills lies the old bulwarks of the Bangar Fort, which are said to echo with the ethereal presence of a cursed princess and her would-be captor, the wizard Sinhai. According to Indian legend, it is said that Sinhai tried to trap the young royal by offering her a love potion. As with most evil plans, it backfired and the wizard ended up losing his life, though not before he could lay a hex on all of the inhabitants of the Bangar. These days, it's said that the princess and the wizard torment one another in the afterlife throughout the halls of this ancient castle. The ancient Mughlai complex, once walked by Madho Singh, is considered one of India's most haunted locations. The place is so revered for its supernatural nature, in fact, that nobody is permitted to enter within its halls after dark. Locals have even reported deaths as a result of the persisting curse. Number 6. The Skirrid Mountain Inn, Wales. Set between the rising fells and the lichen-potted stone villages on the eastern edge of the stunning Brecon Beacons National Park, the Skirrid Mountain Inn is filled with tales of the Gaelic nation's rich history. Some say that this humble establishment, which still operates today, was once the rendezvous point of rebel fighters under the banner of Owain Glyndŵr, the hero of Welsh resistance against Henry IV. Others say that the Skirrid Mountain Inn used to be a courthouse, where criminals were not only sentenced to death, but also executed within the inn's very own walls. All of this is said to have taken place under the command of the infamous George Jeffreys, the so-called hanging judge. How fitting. The ancient pub dates all the way back to the mid-17th century. Its frontage was altered in the 19th century, though in such a way as to replicate the original architecture. Stories abound of ghosts haunting this inn, so much so that the Skirrid Mountain was even featured on Extreme Ghost Stories in 2006. While most stories are of malignant poltergeists, one friendly spirit that is said to roam the halls is that of Fanny Price, a Victorian landlady who perished at the age of 35. She's buried in the nearby St. Michael's churchyard, and locals say that you can still see her occupying the pub to this day. Seems that even ghosts need to blow off some steam. Number 5. The Tower of London, England. All manner of dark and shady deeds has taken place between the crenulation of London's old fortress on the North Bank. From the incarceration of state enemies, the beheading of kings, the plotting of political machinations from the Tudors to the Elizabethans, these are all plots that have unfolded within the Tower of London's many halls. Stories of mysterious happenings and hauntings began here with the sighting of Thomas Becket, a martyred saint. Becket is said to have stymied construction of the palace's extension from beyond the grave, unable to let himself rest until his work was complete. However, it is the apparition of the revered Queen Anne Boleyn that stirs up the most mystery. Her headless body is said to be seen lurking at the very spot where she lost her life at the behest of Mad King Henry VII more than 500 years ago. Even more mysterious than the tower's resident population, if such a thing is even possible, are the ravens that reside there. These black-winged birds are famed for being the guardians of the tower, and they most often lodge on the south lawn. When visiting the tower, you're likely to be privy to their fun personalities. The ravens enjoy mimicking the sounds of visitors and playing games amongst themselves. Number 4. Eternal Flame Falls, United States. If you're brave enough to delve into the twisted walking trails that wind across the Chestnut Ridge Park, you'll discover the hidden wonder of Shale Creek. Appropriately named the Eternal Flame Falls, this curious natural phenomenon is one of life's rare mysteries that you can actually witness with your own eyes. So what is it that makes the Shale Creek so weird and wonderful? Well, for starters, it manages to bring together two of the world's most powerful elemental forces into a single spot. First, you'll see the beautiful flowing water of the falls themselves, cascading down layers of chiseled granite rock that seem to glow. That glow isn't caused by nothing. Look closer, and you see the fire flickering behind the cataracts. This fire never goes out, and scientists say that the conflagration is created by the presence of natural gases which seep through the subterrane. Naturally, you're not allowed to get too close, because the danger here is twofold. You could either be swept away by the rushing water, never to be seen again, or you could spontaneously combust into a ball of eternal fire. While the area itself is a mystery, the danger certainly is not. Number 3. Highgate Cemetery, London, England. It should come as no surprise that England's Highgate Cemetery is largely considered to be the single most haunted place in the United Kingdom, save for the Tower of London, of course. If you choose to make your way through the ivy shoots and crawling vines, the lichen-spotted tombstones and the looming oak trees, then you're almost sure to come into contact with something truly supernatural. The setting alone is enough to make your blood run cold. What with its gargoyles gazing down from the turrets, ancient angelic statues hiding amidst the shadows, and the endless rows of tombs that seem to stretch into the realm beyond the living. Some ghost watchers have said that they've seen apparitions flitting between the Gothic carvings, but whether they're telling the truth or not is something you'll have to discover for yourself when you visit Highgate Cemetery. There are around 170,000 people buried in around 53,000 graves across the east and west cemeteries at Highgate. The site is known for its sculpted stone angels, elaborate neo-Gothic tombs, and foreboding mausoleums. As such, it's been branded a Victorian Valhalla. Indeed, during the Victorian period, the cemetery was a highly fashionable burial site. These days, not so much. Number 2. Area 51, United States. There's no way we weren't going to include one of the most efficient producers of conspiracy theories on the planet. Area 51 has inspired UFO hunters and extraterrestrial fanatics for years, and was even featured in Roland Emmerich's alien-rich masterpiece, Independence Day. Area 51 can be found right in the middle of the Nevada desert, and the site has been kept incredibly secret by the US government ever since it began developing spy and reconnaissance planes all the way back in the 1950s. These days, the most popular conspiracy theories claim that Area 51 could be anything, from a weather control station to a public surveillance headquarters and even to a time travel station. Regardless of what Area 51 is actually used for, it's likely that the public will never know, and don't expect a visitor center or anything either. Area 51 doesn't really open its doors for tours, but Vegas is just down the road, so if you're in the area, you'll have something to do. Number 1. Easter Island, Polynesia. Just at the turn of the first millennium of recorded history, the Rapa Nui people of eastern Polynesia landed and began surveying the windswept shores of Easter Island. Of course, the island did not bear its current name back then. The name is the later European name given to the island by Jacob Roggeveen, a Dutchman who stumbled across the land in 1722. What Roggeveen discovered would have left anyone speechless. Dozens upon dozens of carved effigies of colossal heads, chipped and chiseled from the black rock boulders of the land. How the statues came to be would remain a mystery until this very day, though scientists and historians do have some probable theories on the subject. There are more than 880 Maui heads dotted throughout the island, each of which are thought to represent the final member of one of the tribal family clans. In reality, the statues could be anything, which is what gives Easter Island the air of mystery that it maintains to this very day. Thanks for watching, folks. It's now time for a fun fact, this time about ghosts. Did you know that every night you live through a witching hour? The witching hour is a time of the night generally believed to be between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. when paranormal and supernatural occurrences are most likely to be reported. So the next time you're pulling on an all-nighter and the clock strikes 3, look out for the poltergeists.